our job is to find and pick the very best companies and to work with the very best companies. And so it means a lot when Andreessen Horowitz stands behind a company and says that we're the main investor and we really believe that this could be the next generational software business out there. Hi, I'm Kimberly. I'm one of the investing partners here at Andreessen Horowitz. We are a premier technology venture capital firm with over 45 billion assets under management, which makes us one of the largest, if not the largest, venture capital firm in the world. And some of the companies that we backed in the very early days that folks might recognize include Airbnb, Coinbase, Lyft, Facebook, Instacart, Instagram, Pinterest, Samsara, et cetera. So very much in the business of backing iconic, recognizable companies that people believe were generational technology businesses. But we just didn't believe that there was first-class software out there. And we've seen in other industries like restaurants have Toast and HVAC and plumbing and electrical have ServiceTitan, which recently went public. And there's just no reason why moving and storage shouldn't have the same. So we believed for a long time that this was an industry that was right for a first-class software solution. And then the question to us was, who should we invest in the category? And we just thought Supermove had far and away the best product. Like we've seen a number of companies in the space, and we thought that they had built the product in a way where all the main pieces that really matter to a moving company, from dispatching to payments to being able to digitize the bill of lading, like all of that, they had built in just such a clean, polished way. So we couldn't have been more excited to partner with them. I think everyone remembers the ChatGPT moment in November 2022, where you just realized that AI had gotten to a point where it was actually usable and very useful on an individual consumer level. And we often see this trend where, consumers start to use something and they start to think, this is actually incredible. Like, why don't I have this in my professional life in some way? And so I think we're starting to now see that transition in many, many different industries that serve everyday Americans, saying how can I actually leverage AI to make my business run better? And then also, how can I leverage it to have a better customer experience for others? So we think that Supermove is probably one of the only companies in the moving and storage space that can really think about, how do I leverage AI in the most effective way? What is it that would actually be useful for my customers, and to actually know how to build it. So we're very, very excited about the prospect of that. It really matters who the specific firm backing you is, especially in the early days. There's a lot of venture capital firms out there, and there's only a small number that we believe have brand recognition that can really help you on a number of small things that just move the needle when you need it. And that's true from hiring, which is, I think, a lot of the best engineers and a lot of the best go-to-market folks really look to who your backer is, because our job is to find and pick the very best companies and to work with the very best companies. And so it means a lot when Andreessen Horowitz stands behind a company and says that we're the main investor and we really believe that this could be the next generational software business out there. Andreessen is actually one of the few venture capital firms, I think, that has probably over 600 people at this point. And a lot of those people are there to not just invest. Most of the people are there specifically to help our portfolio companies and to serve as a platform team across all the needs. So when we invest in a company, we really put the full weight of the firm behind it. I think that it can be hard sometimes to pick a new software vendor, because you're moving a lot of your data systems on it. You probably have to learn slightly new ways of working with the system. So we understand that it's a big decision, and you want to feel like you can trust the vendor that you are now giving a lot of the operations of your business to. So it's important that when you make that decision, you think to yourself, first, do I trust the vendor? And do I believe that they will treat my business in a first-class way? But then secondly, they have to be around for a couple of years. One of the most painful experiences I can imagine is you finally decided to take the leap of faith with a software vendor, and then 6 months later, they're out of business or they've sold to somebody else, and now you have to totally rework your way of doing everything again. And no one wants to go through that. Like everyone's busy, everyone has better things to do than to re-implement a new piece of software all the time. So I think it's really important that when you pick a vendor, you think to yourself, are they around for the long term? And that's why we were so excited to invest in Supermove and be able to give them, as well as their customers, the confidence that we believe that they're going to be around for a long time, and that they actually have the financial power to be able to be around for a long time.